Full name is Ronald William Jones. I was born December 31st, 1955. My mother was Muriel Relismore, and my father was Robert Jones. They were both born in D.C. She was born March 20th, 1927. My father was born January 1st, 1927. My daughter was born at Providence Hospital in 1974. I started off over Southeast in Garfield. Stayed there 1 year. We moved to Northeast. I went to Eckington. From there I went to Langley and McKinley. Well, pursuing education comes to mind first. It's important to advance yourself through education. And truly, I was given a number of opportunities when I was in school and after I left school. So, a lot of opportunities. When I was in school, I was in the band, on the track team at Langley Junior High. When I got to McKinley, we made a couple of movies. One was to the soundtrack with Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, and before that I was in front of the camera in a little film called Labor. When people ask me my favorite job, I always say when I was working for Good Humor. Yeah, it was 79. Just did one season. The following year they wanted to sell the trucks, and I just bought a car with the money I made or something. I drove tractor trailers for about 10 years, and I wish I'd done it much sooner. Traveling across the country with some great experience. I attend Mount Zion over in Georgetown. We're looking forward to our 200th anniversary coming up in 2016. Mount Zion was my mother's church. We go back at least 3 generations. And it was just a wonderful atmosphere, a lot of wonderful people. I know my grandparents, William and Mary Ballard, attended Mount Zion. My mother was very active also. At one point she was church secretary. And I'm just coming back since I got married. Mount Zion is the oldest African American congregation in the city, so it's always been a very dynamic place. A lot of activities. I can remember in the early years, we had just a very vibrant congregation. And, it was just always a lot of activities. I like to say there was a time in this city where people of African descent had no place where they could meet, no place where they could learn to read. And Mount Zion was that place where, number one, they could meet, and number one, they could learn to read. And that really is our foundation. Our families go back, I think he told me that his father was best man at my grandparents' wedding, and my grandfather was best man at his parents' wedding. And I remember he taught public schools. He's always been active in the church. I had a great childhood. It was pretty much school and church. I grew up right behind McKinley, so we had a lot of facilities, from pool to basketball courts. We mostly played football and baseball. We used to make go-karts. We would take milk carts, old milk crates, make scooters out of them, anything that you could race, tie string. In hindsight, you know, we would build it with nails. I mean, we didn't use a whole lot of nuts and bolts. We grew up in my grandmother's home in Northeast on ours. It was great growing up, a lot of fun, great bunch of friends. So it was good. Came of age right after Martin Luther King Jr. was killed. And it was a time of upheaval, not just for the city and the nation. I think his assassination brought changes worldwide. So growing up at that time, it was just a time for change. A lot of changes in the city. Demographic shift. A lot of the white folks, they left the city, and it would create opportunities for blacks to acquire businesses. It was just a general mindset among the people of the city. You probably remember people call the city Chocolate City because the numbers of blacks just swelled. Well, there's always a lot to do. I'm a music person, so I love all the groups that come to town. So it seems like anybody seems to find a way to do something. There was a time when I was in school I played saxophone and had trumpet. It's been a struggle. I guess most of the time I entered the workforce, we were dealing with inflation. Inflation was kind of out of hand for most of the 70s. And just trying to keep up with expenses, and the economy wasn't real good. We listened to, I think WL was the big station that I can tell you must be a WOK listener. Yeah, we grew up listening to WL. I think WOK was the FM station. Rhythm and blues, everybody from James Brown to Earth, Wind & Fire, or I remember when HUR was in the early years, they played a lot of jazz and progressive music. Mm-hmm. We listened to everybody from Black Ivory, Blue Magic, just the whole Motown folks, Philadelphia folks. Yeah, but I'm a radio player now. I like to go to music venues. I like to go to Carter Bryan specifically. My favorite memory of Carter Bryan was Earth, Wind & Fire was scheduled to play right before they blew up. And I can remember it was so crowded, so much demand. I mean, folks were going over the fence, under the fence, over the fence. But we had some friends who went to Catholic school, so we had a good crew of folks from the East. Well, I remember. There were, I think, weekly dances up here at the tip, so we go there, just have a good time. I got my license right about 16. My first car was a satellite. I got my first income tax return. I think it was $100 and we went straight by a car. Once we started driving, I still had driving theater, so we would load up, go to the driving theater, a couple people in the trunk, It was one at Queens Chapel. There was another one on Central Avenue, and it seemed like we used to go down Route 5 also. Mostly just ride around. Yeah, I like to say we would drive around the Beltway looking for the buck. I think Washington is its own legacy. I mean, it's always going to be the capital of the country. And I mean, it's always going to be dynamic. We have so many colleges that we get fresh crop of people coming to the city to go to school. Each year, military is a draw, government is a draw. So it's always going to be a transient city where people come in and, a lot of people come and they like it, they stay, put down roots, and raise families. So I like to think I did my part, people working and enjoying what the city has to offer as far as arts. So it's good.